Hi, in this video we are going to talk about Java programming language. Java was released in 1995. It has been one of the most popular programming languages for decades. There are multiple reasons for its popularity and we are going to talk about main reasons by the end of this video. Let us first talk about platform independent, which is a great feature that Java introduced. Before we talk about how Java is platform independent, let us first define what is a platform. A platform is a combination of operating system and architecture that you are using. For example, Windows plus Intel is a platform, Linux plus Intel is a platform, Windows plus AMD is a platform. Before Java, programming used to happen this way. You write a C or C++ program. If you want to run this program on one platform, you compile this using a compiler that generates executable for a particular platform. That compiler generates this executable and then you run it. The executable that you generated for platform 1, it cannot be used on platform 2 because there are different platforms and their executable formats might be different. If you want to run this program on another platform, you will have to have a compiler of that platform and then you will have to compile this program using that compiler. Then you will generate the executable code for that particular platform. This is how programming used to happen before Java. Let us now see what happens in Java. In Java, when you compile a program, your compiler converts your program into an intermediate code called Java bytecode. This bytecode can run on any platform which has that platform specific JVM or Java virtual machine pre-installed. Now what is JVM? JVM stands for Java virtual machine. This is a machine specific software which is responsible for running bytecode on that machine. So this platform specific software takes the general bytecode and converts it into the machine specific or platform specific instructions. This JVM is different for Linux, this JVM is different for Windows, and this JVM is pre-installed in these machines. So as a programmer, you do not have to worry about machine specific things. You just write once your program, you compile it, you generate the bytecode and it can run on any particular platform. And that is why we call Java as platform independent. So if you compare this with C or C++ programming, you can see Java has simple compilation and complex running process. On the other hand, C and C++, they have complex compilation because in C or C++, we generate machine specific binary code or executable code, but in Java compilation is simple. There is some standard bytecode which is not machine specific. Your compilation is also standard. It converts into bytecode, and then the running part is complex. The running part requires a JVM to be pre-installed in these machines so that this JVM can run your bytecode, can convert this into machine specific instructions when this JVM is going to run your bytecode. This platform independence idea was introduced with Java. It was not there in the earlier languages like C or C++, but many modern languages followed this idea. For example, Python generates an intermediate code which is then run by Python specific virtual machines. C# by Microsoft also generates an intermediate code which is run by virtual machines. Let us now talk about popularity of Java with some numbers. According to some studies, Java is there on 3 billion devices. There are around 9 million developers of Java across the world, according to Wikipedia, and there is a huge demand of Java developers. It is the language of the most popular mobile operating system, Android. The next thing about Java is it is simple, especially when you compare it with languages like C and C++. C and C++ have concepts like pointers, which make them difficult to learn. Not only this, in C and C++, many times you find multiple ways to do one thing. For example, if you want to pass a non-primitive type, an object, to a function, you can pass it by reference, you can pass it by pointer, or you can pass it by value. In Java, non-primitives are always references. There are clear rules, and you always pass them as references. And the primitives are normal objects. They are normal variables. They are passed by value. So things are simple and clear in Java when you compare it with C and C++. One more feature of C and C++ that make them complex to understand is operator overloading, which is also not there in Java. So Java has simple rules and simple implementations for many things. Let us now talk about security in Java. So this is an important feature, especially when you compare Java with languages like C and C++. What happens in C and C++? You compile the code, you generate platform-specific or machine-specific executable code, and then this executable code is run without any monitoring. In Java, you generate intermediate bytecode, and then this bytecode is run by machine-specific Java virtual machine. And Java virtual machine works as a monitoring manager also. It can make your Java bytecode more secure by ensuring that non-secure things or unsecure things are not run on machine. So that's how Java becomes more secure when you compare it with languages like C and C++. Also, since Java does not have pointers, there is no way to directly access memory in Java. It's only references. That's another reason Java is more secure when you compare with C and C++. The next thing is statically typed. This is where Java is similar to C++ and different from Python. Like C and C++, if you want to use a variable in Java, you will have to declare it first. You will have to tell the data type of this variable. This is something not happens in Python. This is where Java is different from Python and close to C and C++. There are advantages of being statically typed and there are disadvantages. For programmers, it becomes really easier. You never have to remember the declaration and remember the data types. You just make a variable, assign it some value and start using it. That's what happens in Python. But there are advantages of statically typed languages also. Since type is not decided at the runtime, statically typed programs generally run faster. This is the main list of features. When you compare C++ with Java, there are many more advantages that Java provides compared to C++ or other languages which were there before Java. Advantages like automatic garbage collection. As a programmer, you do not have to worry about deallocating the dynamically allocated memory. There is index out of bound checking. If you write a bad code which is going out of the bound in an array, you will get an exception. There is better exceptional handling. There is better multi-threading and many more features in Java. Also, one big advantage in Java, it is really difficult to write bad code in Java when you compare with C++. I told you an example. When you create a big object, for example, a class or a structure that has so many items in it, you can pass it as a value to the functions also, which causes a lot of extra overhead. In Java, non-primitives are by default references. So it's not possible to, copy this, big object when you're passing it to a function in Java. This is one example. There are many other places where Java handles issues at the compile time rather than making these issues into the production and then making your code fail or making it less maintainable. So Java programs are generally more maintainable, and that is one of the reasons Java is preferred more by the industries. It is kind of considered as a language for software developers rather than students.